COVID was a nightmare memory to all of us. There was no food, we struggled, we all had. And the less fortunate it was worse. But there were stray dogs and cats and animals who had nothing to eat. There was one woman who got a curfew pass, fought with the police and got a curfew pass, and she was out there almost every single day. I remember this in my mind vividly. Outside the Shangri-La at Golf Face in the hot blazing sun in her straw hat, and at the Viharamadavi Park feeding stray dogs, all lots of them. And that photograph went around the whole of media. Anusha David, our guest on the show.
Anusha, lovely to have you on the sets of Fame Game. Also, welcome Jax.
Jax.
Indeed.
Yes.
He's the chief guest.
Yes.
And very disciplined dog, I must say. Firstly, let me ask you, why dogs?
Well, it's not just dogs, Roseanne. I remember when I first got married, I said I wanted an elephant as a wedding present.
Seriously?
Seriously. I grew up in an environment where I grew up in Ampare actually. So we were surrounded by elephants, monkeys, snakes, chickens, birds,
So all kinds of
dogs. Yes. And my father was an ardent animal lover. So I guess it's come down.
It runs in the blood.
It runs in the blood. I've got it from him.
So what's the speciality about Jax?
Well, Jax was run over by his own owners, not deliberately, it was an accident. But then they came and just dumped him at the vets and ran off because they couldn't be
Just
bothered.
like that?
Just like that. And of course, the vet called me and said, could I take Jax over? And I couldn't say no. So here we are, 4 years down the road with
A young
Jax.
man now, huh?
Yeah, he's a miniature Dachshund.
He's a breeder,
And-
you said.
Pardon?
He's a breeder, you said. Or he was
Yes,
a breeder.
they were breeders, so they just don't care about animals.
Yeah.
He's in a pamper.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's in a pamper.
Legs are paralyzed.
He's in a pamper. He's paralyzed. We've taken him to all over Sri Lanka. Actually, I went to.
He's living his best life.
Yeah, he's
He's a
he was-
lucky dog.
He's
Despite-
lucky in
yeah.
one way, but I think the most amazing feature about Jax is his spirit. He doesn't know what it is to be down or depressed.
We
or
do.
He's got amazing energy. Never say die is his motto. He thinks he can fly. He broke his wheelie umpteen times, and the last time it was broken, we thought, okay, we couldn't fix it. But then luckily Tina of Vijay Publications, Tina's father said no, he can fix it, and he did fix it. But that's Jax because from a height he jumps down
Even now?
Even in this
this
condition.
condition?
yeah, on his wheelie. So that's how his wheelie breaks. Because he wants to play with the cats, he wants to play with the other dogs, he wants to chase the crows, and he doesn't realize that he's impaired. So sometimes you see him a little dejected because being on the cart also is tiring.
Difficult, yes.
He can't be on the cart all the time.
True.
But whenever I get depressed or worried or
My
upset
question,
about
how does he
anything,
inspire you?
I was just about to say that. He inspires me because he never gives up. He's full of life, he's full of the joy of living, he's game for anything. I mean, even if you chastise him, he just looks at you and says, what are you scolding me for?
Oh, he gives you that
He gives you that
expression.
look. And he loves attention. He loves being
That
photographed.
explains
As
how
he is
well
doing
disciplined
now.
he is in
He
front of the
loves being
camera.
photographed. He loves being videoed. You only have to take out your phone and Jax will freeze. Otherwise,
He's a little
you
Anusha.
can't keep
That's a good one.
you can't keep him still. You can't. The only time he's still is when he's asleep. So he's an inspiration to me, and we've started doing pet therapy sessions. We did a couple of sessions at the Indira Cancer Home for Children. And it was so well received. And more than the children, actually, the people who benefited were the carers, the caregivers, and the parents of the children. And they couldn't stop carrying
It's
him.
therapeutic
and
also.
It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic.
So you said there
took
are
him
other
there.
animals involved also in this mission.
Yes.
So
A couple of years ago, we went to courts because the government was trying to export 300,000 talk macaque monkeys, ostensibly for zoos. Now, even China, large as it is, cannot accommodate 300,000 monkeys. So it is obvious that they were going for purposes
we
of
have so many monkeys in Sri Lanka.
yeah, because nothing is done. Nothing is being done to sterilize them. It's with the dogs. Now the NPP government has curtailed the annual budgetary allocation for the CMC
For sterilization.
So it's terrible, and you can never get at them to talk to them to discuss anything. We try to get through to them at the time of the elephant drive, because elephant drives are it's just a total no. You speak to any wildlife expert. I'm not an expert.
There's an increase of dog orphanages and dog
Yeah.
homes also lately.
Well, that is not a purely, what do I say, an altruistic
Yes.
gesture. It's also being viewed as a good money making
Yeah, yes,
exercise.
definitely.
And sad to say that we have a lot of animal welfare people, so-called animal
Different-
welfare people, who are
You
doing
use
it.
the word so-called.
Yeah, because they do it to gain. It's a source of income.
How do you fund yourself? Sorry, how do you fund the work you do for the dogs?
Myself.
So
I
you
don't-
earn from public relations.
Yes.
You're a PR
So every cent
specialist.
I earn goes for that, and I have a partner who supports me 100%.
That's very important.
Michelle.
But Michelle, yes, but it's I didn't even have a website till the economic crash, because with the economic crash, everything just crashed, because rice went up by like 50-60 rupees a kilo overnight. You name it, everything, whether it was sprats, whether it was dal, whether it was
Fish.
chicken pet food, everything went through the roof. You couldn't get it, and the other thing is it just quadrupled in price. So then I thought, oh my God, how am I going to manage? Because I have a shelter as well. It's not just my street
How many
work.
in all do you have? How many today? How many cats and dogs do you have?
We have close to 90 dogs.
90?
90, yes.
You live on some estate, is it?
No, the shelter is now at Vidyagoda. It used to be at home, but we relocated it to Vidyagoda.
So there
Because
are
they have-
people to take care of.
There are 3
every
staff
need.
to look after them.
Are you an NGO?
I am a registered trust, and I'm in the process of getting NGO status.
That would be easier, I suppose.
That
for
would
funding,
be easier.
for
That
feeding
would
them.
be easier. But you see, I was very late because though the trust was incorporated over 25 years ago, I never fundraised. And it was only when the economic crisis occurred, when was it, 22?
Yeah.
In 22?
Around
Yeah,
22.
just
Yeah.
after COVID.
I didn't even have a website. Even the website came about because my friend Minori called me one day and she said, Anusha, I know you're struggling. Send me your website. I'm trying to get you some funds from overseas. So I said,
you realized
Minoli,
that, yeah.
I don't have a website. And then she scolded me and said, you dummy, what are you doing? So I said, well, it's always been funded by myself. And then she said, no wonder you don't have money. Hurry up and get your website done. But of course, that took about 3 months, 2.5 months for the website to be designed and up and ready. By that time, it was too late to receive this particular tranche of funding. But that's actually how I got a website. So,
I want to go into a controversial area. So dogs, yes.
Shall we, Kumar?
Shall we let him go?
say
I think.
goodbye to Jax?
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Jax?
Bye,
Jax.
Jax.
Thank you for being on our show.
Bye.
Oh, he would love to continue being on the show and be photographed and videoed. He's a real little diva. I think Mrs. World and Mrs. Universe and Miss Universe and Miss World could learn a few tips from
Tips from
Jax
him, yes.
on how to pose.
Dogs aside, I'd like to ask you a very controversial question. You can argue both ways. Elephants in Terraharas. We've seen horrendous pictures, images on social media. Mahouts bullying the elephants, just bullying them for no reason. So yes, you can argue yes and no. What's your, as Anusha David, human rights activist, what is your take on that briefly?
No. There is no other side to this argument. Animals belong in the wild. They don't belong in temples, they don't belong in people's houses, they don't belong in zoos. At one time, yes, zoos were more or less viewed as a necessity to perpetuate the species. But now we have progressed far beyond that.
Commercialized now.
Now there are enclosures, there are scientists, there are wildlife specialists like David Attenborough. We have wildlife specialists here like Dr. Sumit Pilapitia, Dr. Punarjiva Fernando, who are all experts at advising people, advising governments as to how all these situations can be handled. Now, anyone, I mean, for me, for instance, when I travel, I'm a very nervous traveler because the honking, the speeding, the total disregard for anything on the road excepting yourself is enough to unnerve anybody. So, how much more would it unnerve a poor animal, especially one whose legs are tethered, are chained, bleeding from the chains? And an animal's hearing is far more acute than a human's. So all this smoke, the noise, it's horrific actually. It's archaic. It's archaic. It's torture. And it's terrible to think that in the 21st century, we still feel that a Perahera is not complete without wild animals. I'm sorry. It's unthinkable.
But
it should
some
be
country
forbidden.
has got a mock elephant.
Yes,
on
I think it
wheels.
was either Thailand
Malaysia,
or Thailand. I think it was Thailand. I'm not
one of
too
the
sure.
Buddhist countries. At that.
Because what does Buddhism have to do with animals?
It's
All
culture
religions-
mixed with religion. That's the
No,
story.
it's just crazy behavior, Kumar. It's archaic thinking. And we are pandering to our own egos. Why do people want to own elephants?
Status symbol.
Why do people want to own pedigreed dogs as opposed to
yeah.
a Sri Lankan
Sri Lankan
dog?
dog.
If you really want a dog, take a dog from off the road and bring it up. No, they want a Honda Balla.
Yeah.
So I always
Imported.
say, what do
Posh
you
Balla.
mean? Yeah. So I always say, what do you mean by Honda Balla? Is it like Honda Lamea?
Yeah.
No, they want a pedigreed dog so that it elevates their own position in life, or they think it will elevate their own position.
Social status.
Yeah. And then what happens? In a couple of months, the dog is abandoned because the dog is growing so fast. They haven't
can't
bargained
afford,
for that.
yeah.
They can't afford to feed the dog. They can't afford the vitamins the dog needs. And then they just
And
feed
their
it on the road.
environment. Some dogs need air conditioning and
Exactly.
regular.
So it's terrible. And the same way, elephants do not belong on the streets of Colombo or any streets for that matter. Neither do they belong in a zoo where they're tethered. And I mean, there are countless instances. Neither should we go and, as a political ploy, give tracts of land to people to buy their votes, which is what happens throughout the years in this country. By
75
any
years of
government that comes,
independence.
yes. By
So
any government
we
that
are
comes
eating
in.
into their habitat.
We are eating into their habitat. The same thing happens with monkeys. There is a method to prevent monkeys from destroying your crops. But it's not a quick fix like what the government wants. It takes time and it takes thought. Now there are experts in this field. I can quote you one example of Taya Dias. He's visited several of my friends' estates and he's advised them what they should do to prevent the monkeys from attacking their crops. It's very simple actually.
Which is what?
It's very simple. If you have, say, a banana tree, you do not have another tall tree next to the banana
So
tree.
the monkeys
They can't
jump.
jump.
They
from-
can't
yeah.
jump. You have a short bush or a short shrub
Yes.
so that they can't jump. So there
They can climb
there
up.
are various
They
They
jump
jump.
from tree to tree.
they jump from tree to tree, Kumar. It happens in our garden.
Okay.
So there are various methods as to how all these concerns can be addressed. I'm not saying
Very
that it's
basic
not
stuff
It's very
that
basic
they
stuff, but it
ignore,
doesn't
yeah.
happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You see, so when Ranil Wickremesinghe was president, Dr. Pilapitia presented a whole document to him on how elephants should be handled. And it was very specific in that elephant drives should not under any circumstances be done. That whole study was just pushed aside. It wasn't even
So
looked at.
it's not this particular government.
Oh no, it's
but
every government.
In general,
It's
yeah.
every government.
Since 1948.
I mean, since colonial times where they used to play elephant polo, but at least
and the
now,
crowds of that
yeah,
time.
overseas, they come to their senses somewhat. But sadly, in
Bullfighting
countries,
is banned now in some country, I saw recently.
is it?
Yes.
Spain still has it.
Some other country, a neighboring one.
Anusha,
now.
let's talk about you a little bit. Are you a vegetarian?
Well, I was a fishitarian.
Fishitarian.
Not quite a fish. You can't really call me a pescatarian because I don't like fish. So I ended up by 99% of the time eating carbs and sweets.
Yes.
Then
and
I
you
had.
haven't put on weight with all those carbs. that
Oh,
you
well,
eat.
I'm always on the go. Then I had spinal surgery, and my mother refused to bring me back home unless I agreed to eat chicken. So then I said, okay, because I really want to get back on my feet and be well. So then I said, okay, I'll eat chicken. And then after a year or so, I felt so bad that I gave chicken up again. And then it was back again to these carbs and sweets, carbs and sweets. I'm someone who could eat a whole loaf of kare pang in a day. And I could
Doesn't
finish.
show at all.
It doesn't show
I
at
could
all.
finish a mega bottle of fizz. My
Really?
favorites were Portillo, Sprite, and Necto
Are you
in a
diabetic?
day.
Are you diabetic?
No, what happened was, and also jam. I could finish a bottle of jam while I was working.
Just jam.
Just jam,
Wow.
plain jam. I eat it with a spoon while I'm working at the computer.
Wow.
And then one day I wasn't feeling too well. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I thought, okay, I made one of my rare visits to the doctor. And he wrote out these tests and he said, do this and come back. And then when I did go back, he looked at them and he looked at me and said, Anusha, I don't know whether I'm seeing you or your ghost. So I said, well, that sounds ominous. What's the prognosis? And he said, your cholesterol is like 500. That's why I'm saying I don't know whether you should be, whether it's you or whether I'm talking to your ghost. So I said, I don't understand how that can be because I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'm lactose intolerant. So all this cheese and milk and butter and all that is out. And I said, I don't eat meat. So then he said, well, do you have sweets? So I said, I kind of live on sweets. So he said, well, there you go.
Cholesterol,
Time to give
sweets.
it up.
Yep.
Jesus.
And he said,
But
white bread.
You gave up sweets yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
First of
White
May,
bread.
no sweets.
White bread has more carbs, a slice of white bread has more carbs, has more sugar in it
Yes.
than a glass of juice, a glass of fizz or whatever. So I was, my staple diet was more or less jam, fizz and white bread. And I loved my sweets. So with that I gave it up.
Chocolates.
Anything,
Ferrero
anything
Rocher?
sweets, anything sweets, anything sweet.
I know Anusha David for the past
I could eat sweets non-stop.
40 years or so.
Yes.
Or even more than
No,
that.
more than
45
that.
More than
years.
that, yes.
45 years,
And
come on.
if you were to ask me to describe Anusha Devi in a few very adjectives, I'll say
Bold.
I'll say bold, daring, eccentric,
Yeah, that you
difficult
told
to
that.
get on with,
Difficult to get on.
hot-tempered, shush, sharp-tongued, crotchety to the core, drama queen plus plus plus. That's why she was another suitcase in another hall when Graham Hatch did Evita at the Lanolins.
And Minnie Faye
Yes.
in Matchmaker, I had to just scream all the time, which I do all the time in any case.
Anusha,
weren't acting.
you go to Kiels and Cargills in your
This
shots
Cargill story is
perfectly
very
okay.
famous.
It's true.
Yeah.
So she's a little pang malla and she has her hair in curlers with
Rollers,
that
yeah.
rollers with that foil thing where you put color. And is it to get attention or to
No, it's because I live in Batramulla and I have to juggle work, I have to juggle street feeding, I have to juggle managing a shelter and also commuting from Batramulla to Colombo sometimes 3 times a day, which I dislike. So I try to do everything I have to do in one
go.
shot.
Yeah.
I mean, not going to Horner to my shelter, of course, but I finish work, then I do the shopping, then I get my hair done, I do the street feeding. I try to do everything on one trip. So if I go to do my hair and then come back home and wait for that to set and then take the rollers off and then go back to Colombo again for the feeding, it just doesn't work. I'll be the whole day on the road. So for me, it's just a case of time management and being practical.
Gerald is your dear friend, Solomon.
Yes, yes.
He knows you inside out.
And he screams at me all the time. He says, Anusha, what will people say? So I said, well, Gerald, my mother has been saying that forever and a day until she died. Because when I used to come back home from work, when I was working at the Oberoi, I would change from my sari and all this jewelry, matching this, matching that. And then get into my tattered shorts and t-shirt and go feeding. And my mom would say, Baba, what would people think if they see you? So I said, well, as long as my work is done well, that's all that matters. And then when I started headlines, she was even more appalled and she said, you won't get any work, you won't get any clients if the people see you walking on the road like this. I said, no, this is my private life, this is my work, two completely separate entities altogether.
But
So
that's
how
another
it's
nice
always
thing about
been.
Anusha. She dresses so well at functions, and
And then I look like a rag bag when I'm out feeding, but it can't be helped.
Yes, you do actually. But it's comfortable.
It's comfort, it's so hot. And you can't have the AC on.
Doesn't she look nice today?
yeah, lovely.
I chose the outfit.
Yes, he did.
I chose the
So
outfit.
you are playing the
I
part
sent
of,
him. I sent
the
him
late-
about three.
Kirti Karnara's
I sent him 3 or 4 outfits, and I said, Kumar, now you choose which one
Don't
should I
wear
wear.
black. You look a mosquito in black.
Yes.
White, see, you
White brings. I love white.
White
in any
brings you out.
case.
So many things I want to say, but I'm not going to say.
Now,
Let's move
sure.
on.
Kumar
Yes.
and I have known each other for
I
so
know,
long,
I know.
and he knows me.
45 years.
Enough.
He has told
You
me
were not
so
heard
many
of.
things also. So everything's
We go back a long, long time.
University of
From
Canada,
the
she used
Calamere
to come
days.
in her 2 pigtails. So her fiance was her first husband at the time. She had this Billy Bunter glasses like this,
both are laddy.
pigtails, and her whatever short dress with a huge teddy bear. So when the lectures were over, the Volkswagen comes up and she saunters to Asita with this teddy bear was bigger than her. And that was Anusha. I mean, Calamere was shocked. Calamere University 1980 something was like, it was, my God, what is this
Yeah,
thing?
1980.
880. What is this thing? The thing was Anusha Devi.
And Kumar, I was never ever ragged. Now, our particular batch
I'm so intimidated.
was very badly ragged.
Yes,
Actually,
it was
3
horror.
of the girls left. Within a week, they left.
They commit suicide also.
Yeah. And the conclusion that everyone came to as to why I wasn't ragged
Pisugani.
was either I was so small that nobody saw me, or they thought I was a senior. Because if you weren't a senior, no one
because
would
of the
dare-
confidence that you had. Yeah.
They said,
Would do what
other
you
than
did.
a senior, wouldn't dare to walk around like that. So I couldn't care less. The nub of it was that I wasn't dragged. So, and then I also hit a Buddhist priest with an umbrella.
Oh my heavens.
Oh, really? What happened there? Oh, yeah.
What happened there?
Because they weren't Buddhist priests, they were all just these
Yes,
guys
yes.
who could get in on 3 passes. My friend Ramani and I were walking up that ghastly Calamere hill in the hot blazing sun. with
It's
our
got
big-
less steep now, by the way.
Has it?
Yes, I went recently.
That's one place I never want to go to. And there was this Buddhist priest who pinched Ramani's bottom.
What?
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. And she started crying, or she was in tears. So I turned around and I just whacked him with my golf umbrella.
Bloody good.
Yeah.
And then?
And that didn't start a riot?
No.
Okay.
I think they were just appalled that I did it,
Did
that
it, yeah,
nobody
yeah,
did
yeah.
anything.
They didn't expect it.
So sometimes these tactics work, I mean, there was another occasion where we were feeding along Ganga Ramaya near the Bear Lake. And there was this woman and man who were having an altercation, and the woman was holding a little baby. And I told the driver, I said, slow down, something is not right here. Then the man grabbed the baby and ran as though to throw it into the lake.
Oh my heavens.
So what did I do? I stopped the vehicle. Now the driver was saying, Madam, Mona Karani. So I said, no. I grabbed the vehicle. I stopped the vehicle. I grabbed my brolly, which is always with me, like my straw hat. And I jumped out and I whacked him.
And
Well, he dropped the baby and he ran. So then I took the baby and I gave it to the woman. And she ran off with the baby. So then the passers-by said, "Ayo, madam, meka hamma velema vena ekak me miniha kudu bonawa, kudu gannawa." And when the wife, he has left the wife, and he comes and tries to get money from the wife, which she doesn't give him. So this time he had tried to take the baby and threatened to throw the baby into the barrel.
Lake.
that's off to you.
So, you know, these
But
brawlies
amazing
have
personality with all
these
this, yeah.
brawlies are very good ammunition. You know,
Like a James Bond, huh?
like a James Bond, exactly. And because I'm so small, nobody quite expects me to do things like
Who
Nobody
gets your
would.
tongue lashing?
Hmm?
Who gets your tongue lashing?
Who gets my tongue? Oh,
Who's
several
the
people.
receiving end of your tongue lashing?
Several people, if they ill-treat animals, and staff when they don't want to do their work, and they think that looking after an animal is pahat vada.
Degrading, yeah.
Yeah. So I always tell them that it's only in this country that animal work is looked upon as pahat vada. Because I said overseas, unless you have a degree,
You can't.
you
It's
can't
true.
even touch an animal, which happened to me because when I lived
You
in
have to
Australia,
be qualified for
you
that.
have to be qualified.
Yeah.
When I lived in Australia, I thought, yippee, I can go and work in a vet clinic. So I trotted off and I said, I'm here, I'd like to volunteer. And they said, do you have a veterinary degree? I said, no, I have a master's in classics and Latin. They said, very sorry, you can't. So I said, but why? Then they said, no, unless you have a veterinary qualification, you can't even touch an animal. So I said, well, there has to be something I can do. And they said, well, you can sweep the dog fur off the floor. So I said, fine. So there
so
I
you
was,
were there.
sweeping the dog fur off the floor. But that's how it is overseas. Whereas here, animal work is viewed on as the
Bala
if you
vada,
can't if you can't get a job, well, you resort to this. It's a case of resorting to it. So, and actually even vets today, a lot of vets they become vets because they don't have the sufficient aggregate
For
Marks for.
to become doctors.
Yes.
It's not because they love vets. Now, in my case, I fought for one entire term with the vice chancellor at Peridenier because I could never do science. And I told him, I said, look, I've got a degree, so surely that should make up for the fact that I can't do maths and physics. So for one entire term, I used to sit on his doorstep, and used to argue with him. And I used to think he'll get so tired of me, he'll let me do it. It didn't quite work out that way, but so here I am, not a vet, but doing what I love.
Asha, thank you so much for being our guest on Fame Game. Great as always knowing you for 45 plus years, and we shall grow, we shall mature gracefully with much dignity as we get older and older.
I hope so, as long as I don't get fat.
You are.
Thank you,
And
Kumar.
Thank you for
Roseanne.
getting Jax on the show also. It's
Oh.
the first
Lovely
time.
having Jax.
Jax is a diva. If Jax lived overseas, I'm telling you, he would be used for commercials and
Yeah.
for because
He would
he's-
have funded your entire
He would have.
project.
He
yes.
would have.
Anyone
He would
watching
have.
this, you want a star, it's not Anusha David, she's by
Yes,
the way.
it's
It
Jax.
is Jax. So thanks once again. Thank you so much, Anusha.
Thank you so much for being on
Thank
the
you, Kumar and Roseanne. It
Next
was lovely
week-
being with you.
Another time, another guest on Fame Game. That's the name of our game.